Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things we need to do is carefully disconnect and remove our battery. We'll start by disconnecting the negative battery terminal using a 10mm wrench. We'll loosen the nut just enough to make it so we can release the cable from the battery terminal end. Now let's move over to the positive battery terminal. Use your 10mm, loosen this as well. Now let's remove our battery hold down. I'll use a 10mm over here where the hold down's held to the body of the vehicle. Now as I pull this over, on the bottom of the other side, the rearward side, the hold down actually has a hook along the bottom. So you just want to take that out of its position and you should be able to remove the entire thing. Carefully remove your battery. Let's remove our battery tray. Now we're going to start removing the air filter box out of the area. Now let's move over to the mass airflow sensor. Now let's move over to the mass airflow sensor, squeeze the tab, and remove the wiring harness. Let's pull this out of place and set it aside. Now let's follow the box over to where it connects onto our air inlet tube. We're looking for a 10mm headed clamp. Loosen this up. Now once you have that loose, we're going to pause in this area. Looking along the side and the front of your box, you're going to find 3 clips. Remove them out of their locked position. Carefully grab that box, lift it up, and remove it. It's a good time to inspect that air filter. If it needs to be replaced, go ahead and replace it. Now let's remove the bottom of the box. You're going to find 3 10mm headed bolts. Carefully grab that box. We're going to start lifting it up and we're going to have to slide it towards the engine. Looking at this area right here, you can tell that it still has an air inlet tube that leads into it. Carefully lift this up. Now as we start trying to slide this away, you'll find that you still have a wiring harness attached to the back side of this. We'll just carefully lift it up and set it aside. Now with that out of the way, we have a nice clear view of our starter. Let's continue on by removing the wiring from the starter. Now you'll find that your power wire will have a plastic cover over it. Go ahead and pop that out of the way. Now we can remove our 12mm headed nut. Remove your wire from the area. You're going to want to give that a close inspection on both sides. We're going to have to clean up the areas where it makes contact with either the stud or the mounting nut. We'll set that aside for now. Now let's move to our other wire. For this one, there's going to be a tab right where my thumb is. Carefully squeeze on that and remove the wiring. We'll give that a close inspection, set that aside as well. Now it's going to be time to start removing the starter from the transmission housing. Along the front, you're going to find that you have a bracket that goes across this area and then down to the starter. We're going to have to remove this entire bracket, so let's start with the 12mm headed bolt. Now we can move along to removing our 2 14mm headed mounting bolts. We'll start with the forward one. As we pull this one out, we're also going to remove the bracket. Now we can make our way to our rearward bolt. Use my swivel 14mm and an extension, get it right on there. Now we can grab onto our wiring harness. We'll give that a little wiggle to break it free. Slide it up and out of the way. Now we're going to continue by removing the starter from the transmission housing. If it feels as though it's stuck in there, give it a loving bonk with a rubber mallet. Sometimes you might have to use a prying device. There it is, friends. The next thing you want to do is continue on with a wire brush. You want to make sure that you clean down the entire mounting area where your brand new starter is going to go. If you see any corrosion in that area, make sure you clean it off. Now once you have that area cleaned, continue on with some copper never sees. We're going to make sure we coat the entire inner aspect of this where the starter is going to go. And then just along the base here. You don't necessarily need to get any in the threaded holes for the mounting bolts. Now let's install our brand new starter assembly. Carefully slide this into place. Now we'll line up our mounting bolt holes. Once you have both of them lined up, continue on with your 2 mounting bolts. I'll start with the forward one that has the bracket still on it. We'll just twist the starter as needed to get it lined up perfectly. Once that one's started, continue on to the rearward bolt. As you're putting that on, make sure that you put the wiring bracket in place as well. We'll put the bolt through the bracket and then through the starter into the transmission housing. Now before we snug either of these bolts, let's also bring the bracket up. We'll start that mounting bolt in as well. All right, now that they're all started, snug them up. Now that we have each of the bolts snug, continue torquing the 2 larger starter bolts to 27 foot-pounds. Now we'll torque this smaller bracket bolt to 9 foot-pounds. Now, like I said earlier in the video, we're going to have to clean this wire. To clean it, it's going to be easiest if you fully remove the plastic protective housing. Looking at it, you're going to find that you have 2 locking clips on one side and a hinge on the other. Carefully pop free the locking clips. Now we'll carefully get the wiring out of here. Slide it right on through. Now you can use a sanding disc or sandpaper and clean up any of the debris on both sides of this. That side looks good. Do the same to the other. That looks good as well. Now that we have that clean, let's put our plastic back on there. Slide that right through. Pull it around. There we go. Lock it in. We'll keep this top hatch open so we can put on our mounting nut. Now we'll slide the wire into place onto the starter. Continue on with your brand new mounting nut. We'll start that on by hand. Now we're just going to bottom out this nut, and then when we torque it, we'll torque it to 87 inch-pounds. We'll use a 13 millimeter to snug this. Close your protective cover. Now we can reconnect our smaller wire. Press that right in there. Listen for a click, give it a tug to make sure it's secured. Now let's take this lower box and we'll start putting it in place. We're going to pay attention to where the air inlet tube makes its way into the lower box. Carefully slide that in, listen for a click. Give it a little tug to make sure it's secured in there. You don't want it falling out. The next thing you want to do is line up your 3 mounting bolt holes. I'll take one of my mounting bolts, put it in here, and start wiggling it around until it falls into place. There we go. That one feels good. We'll continue on with the other 2. Once they're all started, we can snug them up. Now we can start putting in our upper box. To do this, typically I like to grab the air filter and I'll put that into the lower box first. Now looking at the top of the box here, you're going to find that you have 2 little pitons that protrude out. Now we can take the top of the box and we'll slide it in place. As we do, you also want to pay attention to the air inlet tube that leads to the engine. We'll slide that in and put in the 2 little pitons into their mounting areas. There we are. Now let's start reconnecting our clips. All 3 of those are nice and tight. The next thing I'm going to do is carefully grab onto the rear of the box and try lifting it up. I want to make sure that the lower half and the top half of the box are connected together properly. Let's make our way to the clamp that holds the air inlet tube from the engine to the top of the box. Carefully make sure you press this completely together and then tighten that clamp. We'll grab onto the air inlet tube in the top of the box and try to separate the two. You want to make sure it's completely secure. If it's not, dirty or unmetered air could potentially make its way into the engine. We'll continue on with the wiring, slide that right into the two ears on the box itself. Reconnect in your mass airflow sensor, listen for a click, give it a tug. Now we can reinstall our battery tray. Looking at the bottom, you can tell exactly the way that it needs to be mounted in. You have a larger nub here and a smaller locating one. Down in the bottom bracket, you're going to find the exact same size hole and the smaller hole here. Let's put it down and in place, wiggle it around till it falls in. Let's reinstall the battery. Before you reconnect your battery terminal ends, make sure you clean the areas on the battery where the two wires are going to go, and of course the ends of the wires before you put them on. Now let's reconnect our positive battery terminal. Use your 10mm to snug it up. Do the same to the negative. Now we can reattach our battery hold down. We want to make sure we have the hook facing towards the driver's side. All the way down there, there's a small area in the body of the vehicle for it to slide into. Now we'll just bring this right over and connect it into the body of the vehicle. Snug it up. Grab your battery, make sure it's completely secure. If it's not, continue adjusting with your wing nut. Okay friends, we fully installed our starter. At this point, you want to go ahead and make sure you start up the car a couple times. Assuming it starts fine, let it run for a little while. Make sure you don't have a check engine light, and then take it for a road test. Thanks for watching.